Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just want to make a quick video here on my little Neptune 24. That was once a plastic harbor freight boat. Well, still plastic, but now it's got some goodies in it. And I was running it on 3S, and I decided to bump it up to 6S, even though it's a little bit much for this motor. It's kind of high kV. It's 2290, so almost 2300. Had some issues. As you can see here, I used to have this piece of stuffing tube that went all the way to where my strut was, but the strut actually was a little closer to the back of the boat. It was a factory run from a Shockwave 26. So they're cheap little struts. But right where I kind of bent my stuffing tube up slightly, just so I can get some angle on my strut, I guess it was kind of a weak point, and the flex shaft actually got so hot that it cut my stuffing tube cleanly, thankfully, and it didn't, ruin the flex shaft somehow. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if it was just excess vibration and it slowly just kind of ate away out the inside. But anyways, I tried to make another mount here. This one's a lot more sturdy, but I don't really want to run like a Teflon liner from here to here. I'd kind of have to in order to keep some of the water and keep the grease and stuff in there. So I don't really want to run that. I'm kind of going to do, I think, just a stinger and a TFL stinger, run that on there. So my prop will sit out a little further, but not too worried about it. This thing's not really going to be a cornering boat anyways. As for the inside though, so those who don't know, it's a Turnigy 90 amp ESC and 3650, 2290 kV, standard, just regular digital servo, nothing special. Using brass tubing here for my water cooling line, which seems to actually work really well. I don't know if it's because of now the weather's cold and it's helping a lot, but this thing doesn't even get hot at all. Like, the motor gets lukewarm. On the ESC, I decided to add a cat pack. So what I did actually was I had a couple OSE, well, one's fly color and the other is OSE, but same thing, Raider 150, and they just kind of stopped working on me after a while, so I tested the cat packs and they were still good. So what I did was I just kind of desoldered them from these little points here, and I used two of them, and then I soldered both of those together in series, or I'm sorry, in parallel series. Now that would be extra power, but no, I did them in parallel, and they seem to work good. I can unplug the battery and I still have power on the boat for a few seconds, so I know it's working. Like I say, the first test I was able to get 48 miles an hour, which isn't spectacular, but for a boat that's got a really, really, really shallow V, it's almost rounded on the bottom. It's so shallow. You kind of see it there. But with the big trim tabs, it kind of keeps the boat down, and I feel like the faster I'm going, the smoother the ride is, which is weird. I thought on 3S, it was pretty bouncy, and then I was kind of figuring that, the faster I would go, the more bounce I'd have to tune it out, but I was actually wrong. The faster I'm going, it's keeping the front down. Also, it probably helps that I'm going to be running two batteries, so a little bit extra weight. But no, the boat's actually pretty balanced, and it moves pretty good. Got this little cheap orange paint job on here that I used some rattle can real quick just because I got tired of the brush marks on the old paint. So yeah, it's nothing spectacular, but we're going to see if we can get like mid-50s out of this thing and just have some fun with it and bash it around. It should be a fun little boat. But yeah, that's it for now. See ya.